Hello everybody and welcome to Wosnice, episode 5. Just getting my morning cardio in. Alright, that's enough cardio for today. Let's get serious. One of our jobs today is going to be to feed the chickens because they are running out of food already. They really consume the grain fast. We are going to lime this field here, and we are also going to need to buy a subsoiler because it needs to be plowed. We will also need to rent ourselves a harvester. Conveniently, our barley field is ready to be harvested, so we'll be able to feed the chickens. Plus, we'll be able to make a nice bit of money here with this field. Our soybean is also ready to harvest. So the first thing we're going to do is empty out the fertilizer from the fertilizer spreader, and then we will go purchase some lime. That way we can lime the field before plowing it. So we're going to hook up the fertilizer spreader. Kubota. Oh no. Reset. Drop this off. In order to get to our fertilizer spreader, we need to move the weeder out of the way. So let's just get this done. I'm going to drop it off right here. I'm not going to be planting today, so it's not going to be blocking anything if I drop it here. And off we go. So now I'm going to hook up the fertilizer spreader, and I will empty it here in the yard. I'll figure out what to do with the fertilizer pallets later on. So let's unload this right here. Luckily, there's barely anything, so I'm only going to have one pallet. Let's get this unloaded. And there we go. Now I'm going to drive to the dealership, and I'm going to buy myself some lime. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the fertilizer spreader that I have right now supports almost 4,000 liters. So we're going to buy at least 2 big bags of lime. Because if I'm not mistaken, there are 1,500 liters per bag, but I will verify. So let's have a look. Lime. Oh, 2,000 liter per bag. Oh, okay. If I look at the fertilizer spreader, it's 3,900 liters. So I will just buy 1 bag. That way I won't be leaving a bit of leftover here. I'm pretty sure I'll have enough lime with 2,000 liters. Almost bought 2 bags right there. Alright, so let's get this loaded up. There we go. While I'm here and loading up this, I might as well look at the subsoilers. That way I can have a good idea what to expect price range. So this one is pretty big. 250 horsepower. Yeah, no. This one here is a 4 meter working with 150 horsepower. How much horsepower is my M7? It is 168 horsepower. So I shouldn't go over that. This one here is 130 horsepower. It weighs more. That's weird. You'd think it weighs more. It would require more horsepower, but apparently not. It's the same price. So probably I will be going with the Kuhn subsoiler. Because in the mods, I don't have anything. This one here is just way too big. Anyway, let's get to the field. Alright, so this job here will take no time at all. I won't even bother fast forwarding it. This is just a few seconds of work. So let's get this started. Ah, yes. A nice wide spread. I'm keeping it a little bit wider because once I get to the lower part here, it becomes a bit wider. Not even sure this is going to be wide enough. Should be. Hopefully I can do it all in one pass. There we go. Oh yeah. Perfect. Okay, so this job is already almost done. Now, after this, I will go buy a subsoiler. So let's go bring back the fertilizer spreader into our yard. Wow, lime really goes by fast, eh? I've already used 1,000 liters of lime on this small, tiny field. That's completely absurd. I won't be putting the weeder back in front of the fertilizer spreader because the fields which I will be harvesting shortly will also require lime. So I'm going to have to hook this back up later on. Also, I'll probably have to go back to the dealership to buy more lime, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So let's go and get our nice little subsoiler. Okay, so let's buy our subsoiler. As I've said, we will go with this one right here. It's 10 grand, it has a 4-meter working width, and it only requires 130 horsepower. So, our tractor should have absolutely no issues at all using this subsoiler. So let's get it hooked up and drive back to the farm, and we'll get our fields done. Alright, so now let's swing around the back of the chicken coop. We'll get started on the subsoiling or plowing, whatever you want to call it, really. It's all the same. So let's get this lined up here. I'll be doing this myself. I won't attribute it to a worker. There's no point. It's not big enough. So let's get it done. So we're done subsoiling this field. There's only a tiny bit left. I will go drop off the subsoiler in our yard once I'm done. Then I will rent a harvester to harvest the barley and the soybean. Now the barley we will be keeping because it will make good chicken feed, unless of course we have way too much. But we will be selling the soybean right away, just for that little extra income. So the subsoiler has absolutely no mechanical parts to it. It's just one big plow. So I can leave this here in the yard. It won't get damaged by the weather or anything else of that matter. So I will park. Oh no, actually, you know what? I will hook up the fertilizer spreader. No, I'll just leave this here for now. And I will rent the harvester. So I really did like this harvester right here last time, so this is the one I'm going to be leasing again. It did the job very well, and I mean, my fields are not big enough to justify needing a bigger harvester than this one, so this will do. So let's get this leased. $1,800, that's pretty reasonable. Now let's get the header. It's got a 4.8 meter working width. Let's get that. So let's lease this piece here, another $350, so maybe $1,900 total. No more than that. Anyway, so there we go. So just out of curiosity, before I go to my harvester, I just wanted to have a look at my field here, make sure everything is okay. See, there's no weeds growing anymore. It doesn't have the required plowing. It doesn't need lime. It only says need rolling, but there's nothing to roll right now. And I have 55% fertilizer for whatever reason. I'm not exactly 100% sure. Perhaps because it was the root crops and I plowed them in, so it gave me an initial layer of fertilizer. If that's the case, that's pretty cool. Oh, would you look at that? Easy money right here. Let's get this collected. An extra $1,000. It never hurts. So let's go get the harvester. So here we are at the dealership. Let's get this back to the farm. We'll harvest the barley in order to be able to feed the chickens. So before we get to the farm, there's just a little something I want to check out. While I was driving here earlier, it occurred to me that this field here is ready to harvest, and it's a big, nice, long field. And as it would have it, it's soybean. So this would be a very profitable investment. I'm just going to have a look and see how much this field actually costs. So, which field is it exactly though? That's the... Okay, this one here, 98, soybeans. It is $21,000. I can actually afford it. Alright. Yeah. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm going to buy it. It's crazy. Out of nowhere. But I'm thinking it's going to be more than worth it. Plus, it'll give me an extra field to work with. So let's buy this. I'll still go do the barley first, just to make sure the chickens don't run out of feed. Alright, so we're having a bit of an issue here. I can't get my harvester through the gate. So let's just open up the construction menu here. I'm thinking these decorative fence are actually pretty useless, so let's just get rid of them. $0. That's fine with me, I just want them out of the way. I can always just put some better fences later on. Alright, so I will harvest the barley field, feed the chickens, and whatever is left, depending on how much food the chickens actually do take, I'll decide whether I keep it or not. So let's get it started. And there we have it. We managed to get all of our barley in one go. So let's hop into our M7 here. No, you know what? I'll take the M6. I'll hook up the trailer, go empty out the harvester. Alright, so now the tricky part is how am I going to get this trailer lined up with the chicken food trigger? Maybe if I just back it up here, block traffic a bit. Try not to drive into the ditch. Hopefully this works. I only have just over 3,000 liters, so it's not going to keep the chickens going very long. No, it works. That's perfect. Let's get this emptied out. I will hop into the animal menu and see. Well, yeah, no. That's not going to keep him going for very long. Not till next harvest, that's for sure. I'm going to need more fields to feed the chickens. Especially considering the fact that right now I only have 100 chickens. Imagine when I have even more. Anywho, let's get this back to our yard. Okay, so I'll just leave this parked right here. I will hop into the harvester. Bring in the pipe. And we're going to go do our soybean field here first. Since it's closest, it's only logical. Now, I'm not sure how much money I'll get out of this field. I think it's pretty well fertilized, so it should be a good yield. Yield bonus, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, and as I said earlier, this field will need lime, and it will need to be plowed as well. So let's get to it. Okay, so I basically went around 2 times. I cleared the headland twice on each end. So I will set this off on a worker, and I will go plant the field which we plowed earlier. So let's get this started with the worker, make sure everything's okay. Yeah, he seems to be doing fine. Plus I was very on point. Badumts. Huh? Anywho, alright, so let's jump into our M7. We will attach this seeder. There we go. And we have way more than enough seed in this. But I want to place some barley. So there we go. We have barley. That way the chicken food will grow right next to the chicken coop. It's only logical. So let's get our barley planted. And there we have it. This field here is completely seeded with barley, which is just perfect. It's right next to the chicken coop. It's very well placed. It's a very logical choice. Anyway, in my opinion, it's a logical choice. So let's bring back the seeder to the yard. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think that my worker has completed his task. I'm just gonna park the tractor here. I'll keep the attachment on it for now, because you never know. So let's just get this parked. I'll hop into the M6, and we'll go see our worker in the field, see how he's faring. But I'm pretty sure he completed the task. Doesn't seem to be moving anymore, so hopefully he's completed the task and not just wasting money. Alright, so let's grab this. It's not going to be much, but soybean is worth a lot of money. So even if the quantity isn't very high, I'm sure once I sell it, it'll be worth it. Over 3,000 liters, that's actually very, very good. So let's jump into our harvester. We'll fold the pipe. We're gonna get to our brand new field and we'll go harvest it. I'll probably just set it off on a worker and I'll line these two fields here while the worker gets the harvest done. I'll just do the headlands and one lap at least. So here we are at a new field. It's a nice long straight line, so it should be pretty easy to harvest. Yeah, I can't harvest this field, of course, I know. I'm very well aware. You don't need to tell me. I just started the machine too early. Alright, so I'll do the first lap. I think just one lap around will do the job. These trees in the cameras can be very inconvenient. Although I like the trees everywhere, the nature is very nice, but it can be inconvenient for the camera. So anywho, I'll do the first lap. Basically, once I'm done with the first lap, there's maybe going to be a row or two left for the worker. So that should give me just enough time to line my two fields. And I would assume that this field will also need lime. I'll check that. I'll look into that. Alright, so I'll do the headland here and then I'll just set it off on the worker. I'll go get more lime at the dealership and then I will do the two fields that need to be lined. So I'll just line Mr. Joe worker here. Nice and straight. There we go. And you're off. Do not disappoint me. Alright, so let's hop into our M7. I will unhook the seeder. I will grab the fertilizer spreader and I will go buy more lime because as we saw earlier, it was a very, very small field and it still took over 1,000 liters just for that one small field. So let's go buy at least one more bag of lime. Alright, here we are at the dealership. Now let's buy one bag of lime. Luckily, it's really inexpensive, $350 for 2,000 liters, but it goes by really, really fast. Good thing it ain't more expensive, because it would be absurd. You know what? I'll have a look into the cells. Oh, wow. I wish I could afford this. 258 horsepower. Such a nice machine. Nice Lambo. But anyway, I can dream, but I can't afford it. Besides, I would like to have all Kubota tractors on this map. I don't usually tend to have all identical brand tractors, but they're nice. I like the Kubota tractors, so I might as well make the most of it on this map. Besides, there's also no large Kubota. The biggest Kubota tractor is an M8. And it's considered a medium tractor, which suits this map very well. Yeah, just as I thought. I didn't even get time to go pick up the lime and drive back to my farm, and my worker seems to be done. or at least almost done. I noticed he missed a big strip, so he is not done at all. Okay, I'll just do this last strip here. That way I can unload the soybean and return the machine. Although, no, I'm not going to return the machine today, right? Because I have another soybean field that needs to be harvested tomorrow, well, next month. So I will keep this machine. I'll park it somewhere, probably in my yard. I have more than enough space now that I've cleared up the old buildings. So I'll park it somewhere in my yard until I can harvest my other soybean fields. So let's get this done. So instead of driving my M6 tractor here with the trailer, I mean, this is going back to the yard anyway, so I'll just drive this to the yard and I'll empty out in the trailer once I get there. Ain't no point in driving the tractor here, then driving the harvester, and just going around in circles for no reason. So let's be logical. Alright, so I'm gonna just park this off to the side here. I mean, this is a rental. It's not my machine. Don't really care if it's out in the rain for a month. So I can just leave it here. There we go. I'll park it off to the side. I'll put the pipe out so I can empty out the grain. This is going to be a decent amount of soybean, especially with the other field that still needs to be harvested. Let's just look at the growth stage for my field number 28. Well, land number 28, I should say, because it's actually, it's field 28. Well, what a coincidence. Anywho, that's not what we're here for. Growth. Yeah, see, it's dark green, meaning that it should be ready by next month, hopefully. So I won't be keeping the harvester for too long, pointlessly. I have over 6,000 liters of soybean already. Now's the time for decisions. I'm going to look at the price of soybeans. If they're at their best, I will sell them today. And if not, I'll wait until I harvest the other field and I'll sell it all in one go. So let's go have a look at the price for soybeans. Price is at its best in July. I think I'll hang on to them until July at least, because I will be harvesting my other field in May, if not June, depending if it's ready or not in the next month. So I mean, holding on to the grain for a month, it only seems reasonable, because it affects the price greatly. At its lowest, it's $2,700 for 1,000 liters, and at its highest, it's $6,500. It's worth the wait. See, right now it's at $4,390 at the Purchase Agro Pole, which would be the highest one would be the grain elevator, $4,600 at the grain elevator. Whereas if I wait a bit, I can easily get $6,500 for my soybean. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll shelter my trailer. It doesn't have a cover and I don't have a grain silo. So logically, I want to protect my harvest. So there we go. We'll just back this up here. We'll stick it in there. Worst case scenario, if my tractors don't fit in there with the trailer, I'll just park one of the tractors in this shed temporarily. So let's just drop this off to the side here. I think I'll just leave it hooked up to the M6. It's not like I'm gonna need the M6 for anything else today. And I'm pretty sure the M6 fits with the trailer. There we go. Sticks out a bit, but that's pretty good. Okay, that's fine. That's good enough for me. Since I'm already here, I'll look at this field here, see if it's due for some lime. Needs lime. What a coincidence. So let's get this done. This is gonna be very, very fast. This field is so narrow. I'm actually going to convert this field into grapevines eventually. I just need money for the equipment. Oh, there we go. Alright. Can even make it less wide. This field is so narrow, it doesn't need much. But I'm thinking I might have to go buy another big bag of lime. Because look at it go. Look at this go. Yeah. I'll probably be able to fit another big bag of lime in there. Alright, so we have 1600 liters left of lime. Which means I can buy another big bag and it'll fit entirely in my spreader. So I will go back to the dealership for a third time for a bag of lime. Hello, it's me again. I need another bag of your finest lime, please. No, not chicken feed. Lime. Thank you very much. So let's get this loaded up. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I won't be here a fourth time today. So I made a small observation. This has nothing to do with my work or my fields. But I gotta say, why is it that the AIs on this map insist on planting cotton? Cotton is only profitable in large fields, big amounts. This probably doesn't even make one cotton bale. It makes no sense. I don't understand. I don't remember if I could do this in one go, if it spreads wide enough. I might have to do it in two. Yeah, no, I should be able to do it in one, so long as I keep a straight line. Alright. Slow and steady. There we go. Oh yeah, I'll have more than enough lime to do my other field, which is just perfect. I didn't want to have to drive another time to the dealership. What I'll do is I'll start from the top. Actually, this field seems a little bit wider than my other field. I don't know if the spreader will cover the entirety. We'll see. Worst case scenario, I can always just do a second pass. So let's get lined up here. Try and get as centered as possible. I'd say this is pretty good. There we go. Let's go. Let's get it done. I missed a bit. Oh no, that's the field that doesn't want to be cultivated at the top. Okay. So there we have it. All my fields have been limed. Now these two fields here will need to be subsoiled or plowed, whatever we want to call it. I only have 195 liters of lime left. I don't really want to have a pallet of lime lying around, so I'll just do my neighbors a favor. There we go. No more lime. Perfect. So I can load the fertilizer right back into this and park it. So I'll put the fertilizer back in here. There's barely anything, but oh well. I am not going back to the dealership today, I can tell you that right now. So the little bit I have in my fertilizer spreader will have to do until I actually need to use it. So let's drop this off here. Like so. Now we'll grab the weeder and we'll stick it in front of the fertilizer spreader because we won't be needing the spreader anytime soon. So let's just drop this off here. There we go. Alright. Now we'll be parking my M7 in here, where it usually goes. Just back it up. Now I'm a little OCD, so I'll leave this one here sticking out too, just so it's like the M6. They're twinsies. So next time we're gonna have to plow this field here, and we'll also have to plow this field here. They're all due for plowing, so I can't even use my cultivator, which is much wider and faster. But these things happen. I do play with periodic plowing, so it's to be expected. So as I've mentioned earlier, we'll be holding on to this until we can harvest our last field that needs to be harvested. Hopefully our chickens will have more than enough food to last until we can harvest another barley field. Plus, I'm really happy that today we managed to actually sow our barley here. I was not expecting to do this, but I multitasked and set my harvester on a worker, which gave me time to seed the field here. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy these videos. Any comments or feedback would be greatly appreciated. I'm always looking for ways to improve my video and styling. If ever my audio is off or the quality is subpar, do let me know. If ever you can think of any suggestions, next course of action in my series, also you can let me know in the comment. As I've mentioned in the previous episode, I am in the works of getting this into a multiplayer map, but that will be a sporadic occasion. It won't be a fully multiplayer map. So I'm not exactly 100% sure how I'm going to do this. I might have a second farm or just buy a third tractor and assign it. Like, I can't use it. It's going to be restricted for multiplayer. I'm still debating on that. I don't want to feel like I'm cheating my way into extra income, so I will debate. If you have any suggestions or thought on that, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you again next time.